Hi, everybody. This is Stephanie Thomas
And this is Mary Thomas.
of Thomas, and Thomas PC. We are the Sales Tax Sisters. Thanks so much for clicking on the video. Today we are talking about things that our clients tell us that frighten us.
They are misconceptions. They are things that can really cost you a lot of money because you really don't understand taxability. And they're just and we're going to sneak these in every once in a while. Things that just make our skin crawl.
And the first thing is, you go ahead and tell them.
I'm not worried about taxability because my vendor's going to charge me the right tax. They know what they're doing and I'll just pay it. That is wrong on so many levels.
I like to say that falls under the category of something that's just a little bit cray-cray. And everybody knows what cray-cray means.
The thing about it is that the sales tax is the responsibility of the purchaser.
Say it again.
It's your liability. If you're buying something, that is your tax. If your vendor does not charge you the sales tax, Texas and other states have it to where the taxing authority can pursue the tax from either the seller or the purchaser.
It's basically whoever they get to first.
But the thing about it is that if the seller is dinged for that tax, they have legal recourse if it's material enough to go after you as the purchaser to get reimbursed.
Because it's actually your debt. And if you're audited, they're going to look at your sales and they're going to look at your purchases. So if you made this huge purchase and the vendor did not charge you the correct tax, they're going to say, oh, they should have taxed this. And they're going to assess that on your audit. And you're just out of luck because that is your responsibility. That is your tax. So you cannot
push it off.
Push it off on anybody else. You cannot say, I'm just going to trust my vendor's going to tax this correctly and I don't have to worry about it. No. If you're making a material purchase, you need to understand the taxability treatment because sometimes people get things wrong.
And there are a couple of other things, and we talked about this in other videos. One thing is your vendor may have taxed you correctly. Every vendor is not set up to collect tax where you are. If you buy something from a California vendor and it's taxable, but they don't have a presence in Texas, they may not be required to register in Texas. And if they're not required to register in Texas, they cannot collect Texas tax without committing a fraud. So guess what? They're not going to collect it. It doesn't mean you're off the hook from paying it. It means you're supposed to put it on your Texas sales and use tax return or whatever state you're in if it's taxable and give it to the taxing authority directly. That vendor was not supposed to charge you tax on that otherwise taxable item because they didn't have a mechanism to turn it in.
Exactly.
That means that you're right. Your vendor is handling your transaction correctly, but you still owe the tax. So you have to turn it in directly. And when you do that, make special notes on all your work papers as to what you remitted tax on.
And when she says turn it in directly, she means you have to report it to the appropriate taxing authority and accrue the appropriate use tax.
Exactly. Another thing that people do, and we talked about this too, is that for whatever reason, even if it's someone who should be registered in the jurisdiction to collect tax, they may not be registered because they don't know they're supposed to be registered. We see that a lot with mom and pop cleaning companies, landscaping companies here in Texas. They're not thinking about sales tax. They're human beings. It's like, I'm good at mowing lawns. I'm going to mow a lawn and give me a little extra money.
Mm-hmm.
They're not thinking, I have to now go in and register with the taxing authority so I can charge this person sales tax. You don't have to fire those people because they're not collecting tax from you. No, just remit the money directly to the state.
Yeah.
And you record that you did, you're done. You can keep up with your relationship with the mom and pop that you're dealing with.
Exactly.
So, upshot, don't just assume that your vendor is taxing you correctly. They may not be. We didn't talk about it here, but there can be differences in tax rates. Everybody does not get the tax rate correct either.
Yes.
So you just have to be cognizant of and really look at what you're purchasing. Understand what you're purchasing. You're purchasing the same things over and over and over again anyway. Shouldn't be that hard to wrap around. What you should be paying tax on. Is this person charging me tax?
And it's especially important when you're making big material purchases. People buy software all the time and get their taxability wrong. And sometimes you're purchasing things from out of state and you're not thinking about, should they have charged me tax? They didn't charge me the appropriate tax. I need to remit tax. Just be aware that it is an issue, that people are not only looking at your sales, they're also looking at your purchases. And purchases can add up because it's a 4-year statute of limitation here. Across the country, it's usually 3 to 4 years, and those things can add up, especially if they are material purchases. So just keep all that in mind.
And with that, that's it. Thanks for tuning in.
Yes. Oh, and if you like the video, please thumb us up, and we always love to have subscribers.
Check out the website if you need more.
Yeah. Bye.